second week of session, first full week of session, and started with a very important event with the inauguration.
We did. We had the inauguration. Last week, our first week, I was sworn in for my second term in the Senate, my last term since we have term limits. I very much appreciate the support of the people in the district in my re-election efforts. I didn't have an opponent, and that speaks well of my constituents. That I very much appreciate the great people I represent. This week's exciting week. We started out with the swearing in of the new governor and the statewide officers. I got a great slate of officers that are Governor Greitens, young and energetic and full of energy and ready to take off and hit the road running. We have the experience of Mike Parsons as lieutenant governor. He served in the House with me and in the Senate with me, and have his steady guidance there as lieutenant governor. And Eric Smith, the treasurer, served in the Senate with me and is very capable of serving as state treasurer. So it's exciting times for Missouri. The new attorney general, his conservative values will go over well, I think, in the state of Missouri. So I'm excited about what's going to go on and where we'll concentrate our efforts and what we can do to make Missouri a better place to live.
I know part of what also entails this week was the start of committee hearings as well.
They started the first committee meeting. I think the first bill out of committee was right to work. Found it a very great bill. Dr. Brown is carrying the bill this year. The unions came in and testified. They were very cordial, very good, very polite, put some thought into what we were doing. It was not passed out, so the committee's studying it right now. Look for it to probably be passed out next week. I'm not on that committee, but the people there were very nice. Said the people that for it and the people that were against right to work were very respectful of each other. And that's nice when we work together.
Plays into the economy. You talk about a new governor, a new direction for Missouri, and issue of jobs always there.
It is, and we are 47th in the United States out of job growth. I mean, that's not fair to our constituents, to our citizens, to our young people coming up. We want people to go to school, get as far as they want to go, whether it be a trade school or a 4-year or 6-year or doctor, lawyer, whatever they want to be. But we got to have some growth in the state. If we can provide jobs, then we help the schools out. We help out people that need assistance. It's just the basis for Missouri becoming a great state. So I feel like we've got a good handle on it. We'll have a great economic bill this year that's going to help. It's going to be tough that Governor Nixon borrowed $450 million out of the rainy day fund, which we've got to pay back by May the 15th, I think is. And so that's going to be a burden. He's already withheld money from various agencies, and there's going to have to be further withhold. So Governor Greitens is going to have his hands full. The next year's budget, I've talked to Federal Reserve people, I've talked to other people, got lots of information, and they're saying that they expect Missouri 1.7 to 2% growth next year, and I think the budget consensus is over 3%. So they're very optimistic, and I continue to be conservative, and I look more at the 2% growth. I would like to see a 10% growth, but it got to be real. And these changes that we make up here are going to take a while to implement, and it's going to take a while to reflect back of the changes and how they're going to make Missouri progress. It's suddenly going to pass this, pass that. Suddenly it's going to change things overnight. We didn't get where we're at 47th by just overnight, and we're not going to get out of it overnight.
It's an excellent point, and that is, as you say, it's when people see especially a new administration, with a new membership in the Senate, new people in the legislature, they think tomorrow's going to be a better day. Well, technically tomorrow, but it may be, in some cases, a few years down the road.
Yeah, and as long as we can think optimistic and feel good about it, the attitude determines your altitude. So if you want to fly high, keep the right attitude, and things will go well.